broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing after shows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin! All I ask of you.
Hello, everybody. You are watching and listening to AFTERBUZZ TV's The Voice After Show. No, you haven't died and gone to heaven. You're just listening to Kelly Clarkson and Josh Groban. I'm Jason Ikeler, and before we get started, we want to make sure that you're subscribed to our YouTube channel, rate and comment on iTunes and SoundCloud as well. And if you want to talk to Steffi G and I tonight, we're using the hashtag ABTV Voice. Because like I already said, this lovely lady to my left, on the other side of the table, is Stephanie Giorgi.
Hello everyone, it's Stephanie Giorgi. You can follow me on Twitter at Stephanie Giorgi and on Instagram at @TheStephanieGiorgi. And I'd love for all of you to talk to us and hashtag us, except for both of our phones are on airplane mode.
We're trying not to interfere with your voice, your sound. We are really tired. On The Voice. Top 8. How do you feel about the top 8?
I am feeling good, -3.
-3. Okay. I can't wait to hear what you think.
I'm not going to tell you who those 3 are. You might figure it out.
I think this is the strongest episode all season, though.
Absolutely. Actually, Andrew Kirk will go ahead and say it on air for you. He tweeted us this. Yes, this has probably been the best episode on this stage, like, in the history of The Voice. Ever.
Okay, let's start with Hannah Kirby from Team Blake, who is super excited to be mentored by CeeLo. I like how confident she is when she walks in the room with CeeLo. I thought that was cute. She's saying "We Don't Need Another Hero" by Tina Turner. How do you feel about this, Steffi?
I think she, she's a really good performer, and unfortunate, and like nothing against her or her, vocal abilities. It's just not my cup of tea. Not. Yeah,
she definitely has a very specific style of voice, and right. I think it really comes down to whether or not you like that style of music.
Exactly, and I would just say that it's not my taste of music, the way that she sings and how she sounds.
I think vocally, once she got past the beginning of the song, she killed it. The lower register, like Christina said, was hard for her to hit. But then I think once she got into it, she sounded great. I need her to meet with like a staging coach or something, because I feel like she just kind of moves back and forth, right. And it almost takes away from how talented she is, because she just looks lost.
A little bit, yeah. I would agree
think
with that.
Even with the kids choir up there, I feel like she got lost in it. But vocally, if you're just listening to her voice, she has a really good voice.
Yeah. Yes.
You seem like you're at a loss for words, Stephanie. This never happens. Never.
It's happened before.
What do you think?
No, that was it.
What do you want her to do next?
I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm truly at a loss of words when it comes to her. But that's what I'm saying. Like, she's just not my cup of tea. I can't really give her my opinion. Not that I don't like her. I'm not a huge fan of her.
I think at this point for her, she needs a different coach than Blake. Because vocally, I think she's where she's going to be. But I think stage presence-wise, Blake stands up there and plays the guitar. So she needs somebody to be like, move like this. Almost like Pharrell, how he did with Sawyer. To say like you have to move with a purpose. And
right,
I think that's the problem, is she just looks lost in it. It's just one of those things where she needs to be more seasoning, and she probably doesn't come from a Josh likes to say that she's probably not the greatest little dancer, if you will. Yeah. She just needs to dance in front of the mirror, sing in front of the mirror to see what she's doing, so that she's not really doing awkward moves. Like, it's one thing just to go with your body, but at the same time, I think you should try to compose it, or at least choreograph it somewhat. Well, and it's not like it has to be choreographed, but every move that you have should either be like a reflection of the music,
yes,
or a reflection of lyrically what the song is talking about, not just bumping back and forth like this.
Yeah, and sometimes it doesn't even go with the beat, so that's what's a little bit awkward about it.
Do you think, we'll talk about this at the end of the show, but do you think she's safe? No, you don't. Okay.
Sorry, I for those of you who are just listening, I shook my head.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. If you're on the podcast, that was a strong no coming from Stephanie Giorgi. Okay, up next was Joshua Davis from Team Adam, whose guest mentor tonight was Usher. He sang Fields of Gold by Sting. You know what?
He was good.
Every time, well, last week I thought he had an off week.
Yes,
but
exactly. I was just going to say
I
most
am
of them
never
did,
like
but-
going into this like rooting for Josh because I think he's so good that he's hard to root for in a way because you
Yes.
almost feel like he doesn't need the voice.
Right.
But this performance was like
Great.
breathtaking.
Yes.
It was completely left of center for The Voice, which I think is cool. He's kind of in his own lane, and it was just a really great performance.
I think so too. I mean, and I think what it was too is just that because he had this off week, it made this week look so much better. And I don't know, maybe just The Voice was really trying hard on making everyone look good because the stage and everything. And he's just a good performer and he connects well. And like, honestly, his look is what makes me enjoy the performance also.
Yeah.
But his voice is perfect, so.
I think he needs to keep doing songs like this because it like I want to just put this down and go to bed.
Right.
Just take a little nap,
There you go.
like right now. Do you want to go to?
Wake up.
Do you want to go to bed with me?
Okay.
No.
Yes.
Oh, okay, great. I don't know. I think he's doing well on iTunes. We'll check the charts at the end of the show. I think the only thing he has to be worried about is whether or not the younger audiences are connecting to him.
But that's 100% what it falls down to.
Uh-huh.
He's also someone that I feel like will be able to do well afterwards. He reminds me of I don't want to say a Philip Phillips, but like like a Damian Rice, like a Ray LaMonte. Like he'll be well known, but not mainstream.
Yeah. I could even see him having some like adult contemporary hits.
Sure.
But up next, let's talk about Kimberly Nicole from Team Christina, who is guest mentored by Gwen Stefani. I think she's saying Creep by Radiohead. I think this is the moment she needed. And she keeps creating new moments for herself every week. But I thought this was so cool and powerful because we've heard this song covered a bajillion times.
Right.
But she like took the song and she like ripped it out of you, like felt like she was ripping her heart open. It was so powerful.
Well, I have to be perfectly honest. The one person that I thought of when this song started was the Gina Irene's cover last year.
So she was in the final two on American Idol last season.
And she did an incredible job. But the thing about Kimberly, why it sounded so good with her, is because Kimberly has consistently given us fantastic performances, but also showstopper performances. Whereas right when she started singing this one, I was like, oh, a ballad. Let's see what she's going to do with this. And not even necessarily a ballad, but that's how she arranged it. And it was so good, and I was so attached to it the entire time. And I was watching this specific performance on my phone, and like towards the end of the performance, I swear my phone was right next to my face. Yeah, just because it was so beautiful, and she connected. And I liked that moment that she had with Christina. Just listening to Christina, because Christina made her cry. You know, she brought that moment
best part
out
of
of
The
her.
Voice is when Christina's like, hold on, give me the mic, let me try this.
Yeah.
And then she just does her Christina thing and inspires millions.
Which sometimes I feel like it comes off kind of weird when she does that, but at the same time, it's
Nobody
nice.
can do it like her.
Well, no one can do it like her, but at the same time, she wants to show you, and it's as if she did motivate Kim. She's like, look what I want. Like, I want something to come out of it, and it should, because this song is easy to connect with.
Well, I think Christina's really good at whatever she's singing, making it a Christina Aguilera song. And I think that was kind of what Kimberly needed, like, go completely left to center from the original, and that's what's going to make it more heart-wrenching, because it had like this jazzy vibe to it.
That's what she wanted to do with the song.
Yeah, and it was amazing.
She did so good, and seriously, with that moment that she just laid on the floor and
me
with
of the
that
end
dress,
of the Wizard of Oz.
Exactly.
When the witch, I'm melting.
Well,
you know what I'm talking about?
Me, it reminded me of every time I wore a dress like that when I was a little girl, I would sit like that, and I would pretend like I was in a meadow and just lost. That's what little girls do. I hope someone tweets me that they've done that before when you were a kid.
Have you ever been in a meadow?
Have you?
In a dress like that?
That's why I pretended I was in the meadow. I was in the front yard. I'm just saying. But
Steffi G has been on drugs for a long time. We're hoping we can get her help. Please call 1-800-AFTERBUZZ TV if you'd like to donate to Steffi G's rehab.
If you'd like to donate to Jason's dum-dumness.
I thought that was pretty funny.
Anyways.
She's definitely safe. If she's not safe,
Wait, I didn't even finish that moment. I was just going to say
you're
she
in the
sat
meadow.
there.
Sorry, in the meadow.
In the meadow, on stage in the meadow. And we waited for that moment to happen, like Pharrell said, and she gave it to us hard.
Yeah, she did.
Someone take him to a sex rehab because that's all that's ever in your mind. You get out of the gutter, bro.
I'm not in the gutter. I don't know what you're talking about. I want to talk about Megan Lindsay, who sang Something by George Harrison. She is somebody who keeps getting better every week. And just when I'm like, oh my God, this was amazing, the next week she comes back and does something even better.
Yes.
And the way she approached this song was just, I had chills from the opening chord. It was amazing.
That's what I'm saying. I love this song. I probably listen to it at least 3 times a week. And no, I'm not kidding because it's like one of the songs on my phone. But she killed it. And it's weird because I remember Megan from the beginning until now. And you know, when people like are powerhouse singers, you're like, oh, are they going to give themselves an opportunity to peak? I felt like she peaked in this moment, or she's just continuously getting better. And I was
because like the last 3 or 4 weeks, every time she sings, we're like, oh wow,
right.
And we do have to say the stage setup kind of reminded me of Beauty School Dropout from Greece.
Beauty School Dropout, yeah.
No,
I don't know. I didn't even think
so
of that,
good.
but it was perfect. She would have made George and the rest of the Beatles proud.
Very happy. And I think it's cool that she came in this competition as like the ex-country singer, and she's just proving like she can sing anything.
So yeah, but she killed it with this one.
Yeah, 100%.
And I'm so judgmental when anyone sings any of their music, and I mean, there's nothing wrong that I could say about it. And this was like her best performance for me.
It's interesting too, because in the beginning of this season, I wasn't
a fan of hers, really.
I wasn't a fan of a lot of people.
Right.
And at this point in the show, I'm rooting for like 6 of them.
Well, at this point in the show, beginning with Kim, and then now Megan, and then 2 more, what the hell? Like, what happened?
Seriously. It's insane. Speaking of insane, let's talk about Kearney, who sang Somewhere Over the Rainbow.
She takes me to a fantasy land.
This is probably my favorite song that isn't a Kelly Clarkson song. And she literally took it to church.
She was such an angel. She was in a meadow.
She was the meadow.
On stage, like they made her a meadow.
Oh, she was in an actual meadow. Okay, firstly, she looked beautiful.
Incredible.
Like stunning.
Incredible.
But her vocals, and I liked how she did it. There was such a build in this song, which is kind of what we always say on the show. And it's interesting because usually when people cover this song, it's very mellow and sort of the same the whole way through.
Right.
She started out like this, and you're like, okay, this is just going to be like a chill performance. Like, it's pretty.
Because it's a ballad that we all know, or a song we all know.
Yeah, and then at the end of it, in the press room for these shows, like, they have the spread of really good food, and everybody's talking. Everybody at the end of her performance was cheering because she is incredible.
She is. And it's funny because, her, including with the other 2 performers, like, prior to her, they're all so good, but there's something about India, and I don't know if it's because of her training, her technique, the way she delivers her music is just, it's genuinely breathtaking.
It's like something that sounds, I mean, you can tell when she's singing that she's trained.
Yes, absolutely.
Like, is what it comes down to, because her instrument is so well, like, polished.
Yes.
That I feel like everything she does is intentional, but not in a way that sounds over practiced.
Right.
But it's like super authentic. I only have good things to say.
I mean, likewise. And one thing, I'm a huge a person for like facial expressions while you're singing the song, because I think it has to do with the way that you connect. And there was a part where she sang one of the words and she agreed with it with like a slight nod, and then went back into it. That moment right there just got me. I was like, oh, I love you.
And it's interesting because she sounds like Whitney Houston if Whitney Houston's voice was like a little huskier, if that makes sense. Like it packs a little bit more of a punch than Whitney Houston.
Yes, because it's heavier.
And her vibrato is like perfect.
Unbelievable.
We're just like the love fest for India over here. Today. Up next is Sawyer Fredericks, who sang Simple Man by Lynyrd Skynyrd. He was guest mentored by Gwen Stefani and Team Pharrell. I thought it was super cute. I geeked out over her.
Yeah, I love him. He's
like
so sweet.
Fangirl.
Yeah.
Okay, I think he sounded good in parts of this song. I think how his voice sounds like 2 or 3 different voices in him. I think his technique needs to be a little bit more consistent between like his head voice and his chest voice.
No,
Because listen to this,
no,
and then listen to when he gets raspy, and it sounds like two different people.
Well, he's the type of person or the type of artist where I don't even care what you're doing, just sing to
I mean,
me.
he sounds insane.
My thing is that he trips me out because he sounds like an old ass man.
Yeah.
Excuse me, not even old, grown, just
I mean,
grown.
and this is great. I think if I was his coach, I wouldn't have let him play the guitar in this song, because if you're watching, he only played like 2 or 3 chords the entire time. I think he should have got rid of the guitar. And then I think what he really needs to work on is he kind of has like the deer in headlights look the whole time he's on the stage.
Okay.
And I think he, like, facial expressions, like watch India or watch Kimberly or Megan and see how they approach it. Because, I mean, he has the vocals down. Even the inconsistencies I hear, they kind of work.
I agree about the facial expressions, and that just comes with time and with age. And he's like, I'm sorry to say this, he's a white boy from, grew up on a farm.
Yeah,
and
I know how that goes.
Upper state New York, and no, I don't think you've ever experienced that, sweetheart. We all can tell.
I'm a white boy that grew up on a farm.
I know you are, but you just pretended you weren't there since you were born.
I was somewhere over the rainbow.
No, but Sawyer, he's incredible, and I want to say that I liked the interaction that he had with the guitar. I like when he just gave it that little beat, because it got him into it, and I was proud of him for walking to the side and reaching out for that person's hand. And I know that it made him nervous to multitask.
When he did walk, though, that's when the performance got really good for me.
Yeah.
And I think he needs to do more like that. And I feel like at this point, the guitar is kind of a security blanket, because he's not playing it. He didn't need, like, he was walking. He wasn't playing, so he didn't need it. So I would have said, like, toss that.
Okay, so I'm going to jump ahead slightly and say Megan, Kim, India, and Corinne are unbelievable. It's going to be between the 4 of them. It has to be. And if America doesn't let that happen, that's going to be so ridiculous. But Sawyer is someone that I really, really hope he comes out with an album or something, because I find myself YouTubing his music, but I wish he had more recent music, because I'm obsessed with his voice.
Well, he may be in the finale, because he is charting well on iTunes every week. He's always in the top 10.
That's what I'm saying, because the thing about Sawyer is that he caters to everyone.
Yeah.
And adults and, like everyone. And younger kids, because he's young, so then they already want to fan over him. And then everyone else, because they're like, damn, he sounds good.
Yeah, I mean, he sounds amazing. Okay, well, let's talk about Corey Kent White, who sang When I See You Smile by Bad English.
He's a good old boy. Corey sounds great. He has a good voice. Unfortunately, the competition is a little bit strong with the other sound right now.
I think what he has going for him is that he's country, and nobody else is. And so we know America loves country music, and especially if they're on Team Blake.
Exactly.
I actually think this is his best in the competition so far.
In his performance? I agree 100%.
I think this is the best he's sounded. I think this is the type of music he should be singing. There were a couple pitchy things throughout, but overall I thought this was a really good performance, and I think he looked and sounded the most connected that he's sounded.
I agree.
I just worry in comparison to India or Kimberly
or Megan
what I'm
saying. He's just
Sawyer.
a good old boy, but with this specific competition, because of who he's going against, and because we already made, it's like a genre of music that's kind of winning right now, and he's outnumbered, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
but I don't know. Unfortunately, or fortunately, if you're a Corey fan, I don't know if it's going to come down to vocals.
Right.
Even though it is The Voice, it's going to come down to people voting. And he's never been in the bottom, and America loves country. So I don't think he's in danger of going home this week at all.
Are you sure? Yeah, I agree.
But I think if you're going to look at it on a scale from like who ranks who in the top 8, I think he's probably a little bit lower.
I think so too.
I mean, he's really good, but the talent this season is just...
Well, that's my point. In fact, I'm going to comfortably say he is lower. So.
Yeah, and I think that's fine.
Right.
You do you. Final of the night was Corinne Hawthorne, who sang Girl on Fire by Alicia Keys, mentored by Pharrell with special guest Gwen Stefani. I'm just going to say this.
This little girl.
Judge me all you want.
Yeah.
She sang this song better live than Alicia Keys has ever. YouTube it.
I mean... Yeah, and it's still, remember like last week when she sang that song and we were like, how do you connect at that age? Like, how do you channel those emotions?
And she's really coming up on the competition.
She is, but more so the way she built it, she did it perfectly. Like, how did you know to do that? Like, or I mean, yeah, I guess your vocal coaches, but Geez Louise, and her voice is her sound above all is what I like
It's
because
funny, her and
voice
India
is strong.
actually, when you're just listening, kind of have similar tones.
They do, but Corinne has like a bit of a shaky, but
Yeah.
like a nice tone, and then India is just very polished.
Yeah, I guess that's the difference. I mean, I love both of their voices.
No, so do I, because Corinne sounds incredible.
Yeah, it's funny because at the beginning of the show, I wouldn't have said Corinne would make it this far. But now I'm not going to be shocked if she makes it to the finale.
Oh, me neither.
and she deserves to be there. She's killing it.
She does, and all of her her last 3 performances have been 9 out of like a ranking of 9 to 10. You know,
And I like that she's not pigeonholing herself. She's singing like completely different artists that
Yes.
all in the pop realm, but like Kelly Clarkson, Ed Sheeran, Alicia Keys, and making them her own. And what I like about her is after the show, we know exactly what kind of album she's going to have.
Yeah.
And I think that's so
Yes.
important.
And I think it's also important because the fact that she's singing these pop songs, that's why she's probably connecting to it the way that she is.
Yeah.
Because sometimes when people are, with the exception of Sawyer, because that old soul just connects anyways. But Corinne, she needs to be able to do that. I think that she has identified that, and so that's why she works with it, and then she delivers the way that she does.
Yeah.
It was impeccable.
That was crazy. Okay. We are going to go ahead and predict. Do you want to predict who's going home tonight? Sorry for the feedback. I'm trying to check the iTunes charts. Who do you think
it's going to be Hannah or... Oh, wow. Now we talked about this. Here's the thing though, y'all. Jason and I talked about this prior to the show, and you said out of just the little research that you did that it was possible that one of the better singers was in the bottom.
Because right now we have Sawyer at number 2 on iTunes, and these are usually pretty.
Is he really? Is he the first one out of everyone?
Josh at number 11.
The girls, none of the girls.
Kimberly at number 14. Corey at number 28, India at number 31, Megan at number 36, which would put Hannah and Corinne in the bottom.
That's nuts.
So if we're going to go based on iTunes votes, Hannah and Corinne.
Yeah.
Corinne does not deserve to go home tonight.
She doesn't. That's what I'm saying. So I'm not trying to bash on Hannah.
Yeah.
But I do think that, in all fairness, she's most deserving of leaving the competition.
I think based on performances tonight, and everybody did well. Like there wasn't a performance that was like, oh,
there wasn't
bad.
a bad performance.
Everybody did good. I think based on tonight, I would say it probably should be Hannah and Corey.
Yeah.
But it might be Hannah and Corinne. I hope not.
Right? I know.
I wonder if it's because her song was so current.
These other performers, they were stronger performances. Okay.
But yeah, I guess we'll find out. So, okay, well, thanks for tuning in, guys.
You don't know?
We will see you in here next week and find out. We want to know who you think.
Right. But otherwise,
so comment below and we'll write you back.
This is going to be difficult, though, because they're all...
They're all really good.
Everyone's great. All right, thank you, The Voice. You guys
The
did
Voice.
great tonight.
This is The Voice.
The Voice.
Stephanie G, until next week, where can we find you?
You can all find me on Twitter at Stephanie Giorgi, and on Instagram at the Stephanie Giorgi, and directly after this podcast for Jane the Virgin.
Perfect. And you can find me on Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, Vine, Tumblr, at Jason Ikeler. And you can find AfterBuzz TV at all those things at AfterBuzz TV. For Stephanie Giorgi, I'm Jason Ikeler. We'll see you back here next time.
See ya.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.